In the next 2 years, we'll see more people aged over 65 than 0 to 14-year-old. So normally, when I was doing my demography last century, we would look at a population pyramid, and the biggest cohorts would be at the bottom. And now the biggest cohorts will be in the older age groups, so the over 65s. So more people are becoming 65 because of the size of the baby boomer generation, which is those born between 1945 and 64, and we're living longer. So our life expectancy, we had about 2 years to life expectancy for every 10 years, and we keep seeing that going up. And the interesting thing about COVID was that of the 38 countries in the OECD, 35 countries saw a decline in life expectancy. In the US, the decline was almost 2 years. 3 countries saw ongoing increases, and those were Finland, Taiwan, and New Zealand. And one of the things I don't think many people understand is that we had about 3,500 deaths from COVID during that crisis period. If we'd had the same per capita death rate as the USA, we would have seen almost 19,000 additional deaths. So COVID's been quite an interesting moment in terms of demographic history, but New Zealand is one of the few countries that has seen ongoing increases in life expectancy through that crisis.
I'm confused, mate. How does that happen? So
What we did is we went into lockdown and we adopted public health measures, and we did it quite early, and we locked down. And of course, people have an issue with the nature of that lockdown. They're really concerned. But what we did was, in terms of that lockdown, we averted quite a few deaths. So people that would die from deaths that were related to influenza, for example, and other respiratory diseases, actually didn't die in the same numbers as we would normally expect. So we would expect somewhere around 32,000 deaths a year in New Zealand. And what we talked about through COVID was excess deaths. So